Welcome to the highly anticipated hockey podcast, Cherry Pickin. We're back for a second season. I know some of you don't remember the first season because it was pretty irrelevant, but we're back here. We're organized. As you can tell, we got 4 hosts this year. We'll probably be running mostly 3 of us, but first episode, got to run with 4. So we got Brody here. He was on with me last year. Devin, a newbie to the podcast, and Drew, Rookie of the Year, Drew here, joining us. But first, like the video and comment. It helps us get views to push our videos, which is always important to us. Join the Discord. Going to be lots of chatter. People are already chatting in the Discord, Fantasy Hockey, so people are obviously excited. And we have a sponsor, Manscaped. So if you like shaving your balls, go buy yourself a lawnmower with code BOX for free shipping and 20% off. So today we got must-have player, 4 must-have players, exciting stuff. They have to be on a new team. Seattle Kraken players were available to pick. So Devin, start us off.
I did not select a Seattle Kraken player. I know it was.
You're wearing a Seattle Kraken shirt and you didn't pick a Seattle Kraken player.
No, they suck. So there was no way that I was going to try and hype up anybody on the Seattle Kraken. I went with Sam Reinhart.
Hot take.
It's not really that much of a hot take. Let me run through some stats for you, a little bit of my notes. 6 consecutive seasons, 50 points or more on the Buffalo Sabres. Do you know how bad the Buffalo Sabres have been?
Yeah, fucking horrendous.
Pretty fucking
Not
bad.
good.
No, listen. Early lineup projections have Reinhart playing with Barkov. And the fallback to that would be on a line with Bennett and Huberdeau. You can't go wrong there. There's no way he falls to the third line. Something that really stood out to me when I was researching, like literally this morning, in Buffalo, Reinhart had a hard time getting over 50% on his Corsi. Now, I love that. I absolutely love that because he's playing in Buffalo and he put up 50 points doing that, but he's going to be on a line with Barkov. Barkov put up a 58% Corsi last season. The only players that were able to do that are the elites. They're on the top line in Colorado. They're on the top line in Boston. And you're drafting those guys in the top 20 picks. Now Reinhart gets to play on a line with that guy who also won a Selke trophy. So there's no way. I say 50 points in Buffalo is his absolute floor in Florida. Anybody disagree with me?
If he's playing with Barkov, he's obviously valuable. But if he's not, you're fucked. But I mean, that team relies on Barkov and Huberdeau.
I mean, he played with Eichel in Buffalo, right? So Barkov, Eichel.
I was hoping you were gonna bring up Eichel.
Fuck, you got me.
I got you. No, his best season in Buffalo was when Eichel was basically on the bench the entire season.
Okay.
The same season that they brought in Taylor Hall, paid him $8 million. Taylor Hall couldn't play. Mm-hmm. I don't even know how many points Taylor Hall put up, but it wasn't good.
I think Taylor Hall had less than 35 points on the year.
Reinhart carried that team.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that Eichel was there. So what can't he do with Barkov?
Mm-hmm.
So my only worry with Reinhart is just it's still early and we'll see what happens in these drafts. But on the very first drafts on Yahoo, like the ADP, he's going in the 6th round, at least, at what I'm seeing, where I don't know, like obviously he was great once he came to Florida last year. I'm also lower on Florida in general coming into this year. Like I think they're kind of the team everyone's just going to and thinking from what we saw at the end of last year, they're all going to be top end guys. And like you said, if he's not on that first line and if he's on PP2, like I'm worried at 6th round. I get what you're saying. If things align, like he has a top 15, top 20 ceiling potentially this year, but I don't know if it's going to.
Seems like a high floor play, but in the 6th round, I don't know if there's enough ceiling there to make a pick there.
My thing as well, though, and kind of exactly what we're trying to do here today is trying to pick great fits. Mm-hmm. I was looking up a ton of stats, trying to find out why stats-wise he'd be a great fit
this morning, right?
In Florida. This morning. I'm a busy guy. But no, I decided I have got a little bit extra time. I'm going to watch some highlights. So I watched all his goals from last season. There was 25 of them. I watched every single one.
No way.
No, the best part about it is that when Reinhart's producing, he never has the puck. He never has the puck on his stick. It's always a tap in front of the net, or he's sniping on a 2-on-1, finding the puck somewhere. He never has the puck, and that's perfect because worst case scenario, Huberdeau, best case scenario, Barkov, those guys are going to have possession when Reinhart doesn't need to, and he's just going to capitalize.
Yeah, I like the pick. I think if he plays with Barkov, he's going to be good. Brody, who you got?
I got Zach Hyman for the Edmonton Oilers. So switching over to the Oilers from the Leafs, I think kind of a similar role, just with potential power play time on that PP1. And if that happens, kind of like Reinhart, if things align in the right way, Hyman, I think, is just such value. At least we'll see. It's still very early in ADP right now, and so few leagues have gone off. He's going right around 140th, so end of 11th, early 12th, depending on, on a 12-man league, right around there, where, like, his floor, he's always good floor, especially if you're in a Cats league, because he gets shots, he gets hits. He had a good plus minus in Toronto, maybe not as much in Edmonton, but if he plays with McDavid on the first line and then he gets, first power play time in that net front spot, I see him crushing, people going in that space. Like the rest of the guys going around there right now are Jonas Donskoy, Kasperi Kapanen, Evander Kane. Like I don't see Hyman in that same group of names. I see him a tier or two above that, especially, he came in, it's a 7-8 year contract, 7 years, I think, with Edmonton. They wanted it to be 8, they couldn't get him. But like he's coming in to be a guy for them, right?
Yes.
And if he does get that first power play time, which is all the signs are pointing to him getting that net front spot, like I think he's going to kill it this year with them. He's a guy that always also underperforms. Last year his expected goals were 18. He only got 15. That usually happens because, as a Leaf fan, anyone who watches his games is not the greatest finisher in the world. But again, just playing with McDavid and then getting that power play time with McDavid and Draisaitl, it's so valuable, where I was just shocked to see early on him going that low, because I think, again, his floor is already kind of there with what he brings, and then the ceiling is so high this year if things work out the way they can.
Yeah. I think there's two things here with Hyman. The first is the Oilers brought him in to produce 5-on-5. He's one of the best goals per 60 at 5-on-5 players in the league. Right?
Is that on your notes?
No.
Yeah, that's inflated playing with Matthews and Marner, but he's playing with McDavid, so it's exact same thing.
The Oilers
this
need
year.
goals 5-on-5.
Yeah.
Like that's what they desperately need. And then on the power play, this is a power play that finished with the best percentage in history the year before last year.
You came
with
with the stats for me, thanks, Drew.
He's an Oilers fan.
I'm an Oilers fan.
Yeah.
They had a 30% almost. It was like 29 point something power play in 2019, 2020. So it's a perfect fit in Edmonton.
Help me out. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I personally didn't like the signing, but I do think there is a fantasy hockey value play with Hyman. Drew, let's hear it, buddy.
All right. I got a lot of notes on my guy here, okay?
Okay, let's
We
keep
can see
it.
that.
Let's
We
keep
can
it. Let's
see
keep
that.
it to 3 main points.
I'm
here.
very excited about
Get the
my
clock
guy.
going. Get the clock going. 2
All
minutes.
right. Cam Atkinson is now a Philadelphia Flyer after a 1-for-1 trade with Jacob Voracek in July, okay? Last year, 34 points in 56 games. This is kind of a down year for Cam Atkinson, but I think he's a perfect fit in Philadelphia. Let me explain why, okay? First line, we got locked in Giroux, Konechny on the wings with Couturier. Second line, that right wing spot is where Cam Atkinson's going to slot in. He's not a bottom 6 forward, right? He's a sniper. He's not going to play those defensive zone, grinding out minutes. They want him in the offensive zone, scoring goals, right? Okay. Power play. This is the really spicy stuff here for Cam Atkinson's fantasy potential.
Better be.
Yeah.
It's not looking good right now.
They put him on that power play 1, replaced Travis Konechny, who was a complete bust last year. You put him on the right wing wall, and he's the trigger man on that power play, and that's fantasy points galore, okay? Let's get into some deep stats on Cam Atkinson, okay? 9.41 goals expected per 60 minutes, 5-on-5 last year. That's one of the best if you compare that to his actual goal total in the league. 9% shooting percentage, that's due for some positive regression. And then the Flyers averaged 3.10 goals per game over the past 2 seasons. Compare that to Columbus's 2.5 goals per game. So Columbus, a defensive system, defense first, Tortorella, that's their culture. Flyers, they want to play wide open hockey, right? One of the worst defensive teams last year, one of the best offensive teams. Cam Atkinson is a perfect fit in Philadelphia. And what do you think his ADP is right now in points league drafts?
Really low.
Was just looking, couldn't find him.
203, okay? He's barely getting drafted. And in points leagues, goals are what matters. Goals get you the most points. So I'm drafting Cam Atkinson way ahead of his ADP whenever I can this year. I'll reach 2+ rounds for Cam Atkinson.
I like the value with his ADP.
Yeah.
Can you remind me, though, what did you say about his line project, like on the second line?
Second line will be with Kevin Hayes, and then either Joel Farabee or James Van Riemsdyk on the left wing.
The only thing I worry about is you got a gritty guy in Atkinson, a gritty guy in Hayes, and then Farabee, who really knows what he's going to be this year. He was inconsistent last year. So I don't know how that line gels in, and then I don't know how long it takes the Flyers to actually make that decision to put Atkinson on PP1 over.
Well, that was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Big assumption there, but if it does work out,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
At 203, if he stays in that 200 range, like as this plays out, that's a
41
good value
goals
there.
2 years ago, or actually, sorry, 3 years ago. 41 goals. I think he can hit 30 goals this year.
Okay.
How old is he right now? Sorry.
Cam Atkinson, 30, 31.
32.
32.
Producer Avery over there, he's gonna be giving us stats all year. So
Appreciate that.
That's
gotta
hockey
appreciate
young.
some
That's
love.
hockey young for sure. Though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
Fair
right.
enough.
Center.
I'm going Flyers as well. I kept mine pretty quick here for one reason only, because it's going to be on PP1 in Philadelphia, and that's Ryan Ellis coming from Nashville. New team. I've looked into like a reason. Should there be a reason why he's not on PP1? And there really isn't. Daily Faceoff has him on PP1. The stat I sort of looked at is Philadelphia has always run that 4-forward PP1. And they need a defenseman that can pass the puck and set up one-timers and get the puck to the net. And that's exactly what Ryan Ellis does. Missed the net only 19.8% of the time. Everyone on the Flyers last year were over 30%, and their 2 acquisitions in the offseason on defense were also over 30%. So obviously Ryan Ellis is a guy who can slot in there at the top, pass the puck to Claude Giroux, and put it in the back of the net. So he's extremely valued at a 197 ADP. I think this is a no-brainer. Lots of upside here. And Ryan Ellis, in blocks leagues, he gets a shit ton of blocks. Very good defenseman, so I'm going to go with Ryan Ellis here.
I agree with you that Ryan Ellis should be the power play quarterback, but they went out and traded so much capital for Rasmus Ristolainen, who is one of the worst defensive defensemen in the league.
I mean, he's not even going to sniff PP2 time.
Then what are they doing with Rasmus Ristolainen?
They will.
Yeah, he will. 100%.
They need to prove to their fan base that they didn't just waste that pick for.
Yeah.
You
for
both have hot takes
low
on
end.
the first power play for the Flyers here, eh?
I
Just with
think
no
Atkinson
knowledge of the
knows.
situation.
No knowledge.
Nobody
But
cares
yeah.
about Konechny. Nobody
Brody.
cares about Provorov.
Yeah, fuck
Provorov's not the power
Giroux.
play.
Fuck Provorov.
They know more than the coaches.
We pretty much are the coaches.
197
for the fantasy
ADP
coaches.
and 203 ADP for those 2 guys. I just absolutely love that.
If that's close
Your last pick, you're probably dropping people at that time. So if you see
Yeah.
upside,
Now, these ADPs could change significantly before the start of the season, but that's freaking
I think
high up ADPs.
we have on our preliminary rankings on the Owners Box blog, both these guys inside, I think the top 85.
Yeah.
What?
Top 85.
We're going to have to update that.
We have
for
to
them.
have to- every
We're gonna
Monday
have
we
to
update our
Who made these
rankings.
rankings?
They made
Yes,
it.
every
We're going to
Monday.
have to adjust it next week.
Every Monday. All right, so those are our 4
85.
guys. Ryan Ellis, Cam Atkinson, Zach Hyman, and Sam Reinhart. Make sure you comment below what you think. If you like, our producer is right now showing us.
Sign upside down.
Make sure you also buy some Manscaped, right? Code BOX, 20% off, free shipping. Shave your balls.
Lawnmower 4.0?
Yeah.
Devin would
a
not stop
glorious
talking
product.
about the lawnmower 4.0 to me today.
Yeah.
Loves it.
Make sure you subscribe and see you next time.